Hey, you guys. I am hopping on here real quick to give you guys a little bit of game in regards to the CPR industry and teaching CPR. So, I'm Marsha Ray. I'm founder and CEO of the Heart Academy. We specialize in entry level healthcare, things such as CNA, CPR, and phlebotomy. And I get a lot of questions all the time in regards to how to start your own training program, how to start your own training business, things such as CNA mostly and CPR. So I get a lot of those questions. Um, and also, aside from questions on how to start, I'll answer these questions, but then I get a lot of other questions in regards to how to market, how to price, all these things. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I think a lot of people they feel like it's something easy to start when it comes to starting your own CPR training business. And it really kind of is easy to start. The starting is not the problem, you guys. The marketing is getting your classes, scaling your business. That's where the problem lies for a lot of people. And so I'm here to kind of shed some light on that and try to help you guys out as best I can. So, with that being said, I just want to say I'm only speaking on American Heart Association before I even get into the nitty gritty of anything. I'm not speaking on Red Cross. I'm not talking about HSI or any of those other CPR companies. I'm only speaking on American Heart Association. Why American Heart Association? Because they're the gold standard. They are accepted by 99% of the places, so accepted almost everywhere. And once you get your certification to teach as an American Heart Association instructor, you can bridge over to Red Cross in some of these other places. Okay. And also, you guys, if you have any questions that you want me to answer, just put it in the chat or leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to the comments and answer your questions as best I can. With that said, I'll move on and try to explain what it takes to start your own CPR training business. So, number one, you have to be a provider first, meaning you need to know how to perform CPR before you call yourself teaching it to somebody. So go find an American Heart Association provider class in your area, preferably BLS, which is basic life support. That's what BLS stands for, basic life support. Once you take that class, which is only about a 3 to 4 hour class, um, really like 4 hours. You take that class, you will pay anywhere between $60 and $100, just depending on your location. Then you need to take the instructor class, okay? Once you take the instructor class, you will need to be monitored, which is basically them watching you teach the class. And once they watch you teach the class, then you kind of go from there. You can start teaching. Okay? So that's the easy part. The hard part of what I find people struggle with is getting customers or clients. Marketing. Listen, you guys, CPR is actually not an emergency or healthcare business. CPR is a marketing business. So, you first and foremost need to know what type of business you are in. Does that make sense? So, another example would be like a barber. A barber is technically not just selling haircuts. A barber is selling confidence. Okay, he makes these men. He gives these men confidence to go on about their day. So you need to know what business you're in. Yes, the service is haircuts. The you know the you need to understand the service that you're providing or the product that you're providing. Okay, so the service is a haircut, but that's not the business. Okay, the business is confidence building. Same thing with CPR. Yes, we provide a service where we show people how to perform CPR and save people's lives. But it is a marketing business. You cannot be the best kept secret. You will not get any customers. You will not get any clients if nobody knows about you. So then, how do you market? I get that question a lot. How do you market? First, you need to pick your target audience. Who is your target audience? Okay. And then you need to hone in on that target audience. You need to market. So, for example, let's just say your target audience was nursing homes and you wanted to teach CPR to a bunch of different nursing homes or whatever. You would need to find the decision maker of the nursing homes. Okay. The decision maker could be the administrator, it could be the director of nursing, but you need to find out who that decision maker is. And then you need to get in front of their face, whether that be sending emails, dropping by, bringing a box of crumble cookies, marketing and presenting yourself on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great place that I think a lot of people sleep on, but that's where a lot of the decision makers hang out. That is their social media platform. As far as nursing homes, another thing you can do is join your local nursing home association. Um, you can be a vendor at events that they have, but you guys, you have to think outside of the box. Okay. You have to think outside of the box because you're not the only one that's providing the service. You're not the only one that's teaching CPR. So you and Jane Doe, John Doe, and all these other folks are probably doing the same type of marketing. So what sets you apart? What is going to make you different from anybody else that's offering this service? What about you makes a person want to work with you? People work with who they know, like, and trust. So, in order for them to know, like, and trust you, they need to be exposed to you. So, we're not just sending emails all the time or dropping off business cards and flyers. You want to pull up. So, these people can put a face with a name and they can know who you are and you can start building rapport. This is not going to be something that happens overnight, you guys. It takes some time to build rapport. And it's the same whether you want to work with hospitals, group homes, anything in healthcare. But it's also the same if you're working with daycare centers, churches, all these different places. Like, you have to know how to market. And that is extremely important with any business, not just CPR. It is extremely important with any business. You do not want to be the best kept secret. Okay. So that's my spill for the day. I just wanted to put that out there. Again, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to come back and answer those questions in the comments. Again, I'm Marsha Ray, founder and CEO of the Heart Academy, and I also help you guys start and scale your own training companies, including CPR and CNA.